Okay, so what's up, y'all? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Weyland-Yutani Commando, so stay tuned. So this is the Weyland-Yutani Commando from Neca Toys. Now, if I remember right, way early on in the line, Neca said that, one of the first figures that we're going to do for the Alien movies is the Weyland-Yutani Commando, and at that time, I really didn't, care because, I wanted more, cool characters like, Marines, Ripley, not a character, that was barely seen at the end of the movie. But apparently they listened to fans, and this figure kind of got pushed back, and then they finally done it. After we got some Marines, Ripley's, the time was finally right to release this character. So, let's get into his accessories, because unfortunately I don't have the packaging, because this came with one of them plastic clamshell bubbles, so I had to throw that part away. So let's get into the accessories. Okay, so I am missing two accessories because I misplaced. It came with a sticker sheet, which I really don't know what the purpose of the sticker sheet was, but because in the movie, at the end of Alien 3, I don't remember them having any kind of stuff on their outfits like the Clone Marines. So I don't understand the purpose of that. And I'm missing one of the visor pieces, because the visor pieces are about the same, but they plug in differently. There's one that plugged in to make it look like it was open, and you got the one that plugged in to make it looks like it's closed, because the other one would look like this when it was open. So this one, plugged in and closed. You can see the kind of eyes behind there. It's actually pretty cool, but you can plug this in to make it look like it's closed. And that's still the goggles that I display this figure with. So, for two, he comes with two weapons. He comes with this knife right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. There you go. So as you can see, he comes with this knife, and as you can see, it is got these two things on right there. I'm not sure what for. It looks like one of them 80s survival knives where you can take off the bottom of the handle and store stuff in it, which was kind of a bad design because the handle broke off very easily, but still pretty good. It's got like a serrated edge, and it's got a silver, mostly a silver color with a black handle, which is pretty cool. Black on the bottom there. It's got like a hook. It looks like kind of like a bayonet logo or something. But this figure does have slot storage. You can store the knife in his boot here when he's not using it, which I don't usually have him holding. That's where I usually have it because he can't really hold it good. So as you can see, put it in his hand here. He doesn't really get a good grip on it. As you can see, it's kind of loose. So like I said, I keep it stored in his boot like so. Also, last but not least, he comes with his pulse rifle, which unlike the ones that came with the Clone Marines, this one is all black. Like, I think they were all black at the end of the movie, so that's kind of accurate. And in Alien 3, the pulse rifle had a completely different sound effect than, the one in Aliens. But, as you can see, it's all flat black, no paint detail here whatsoever. It just reminds me of a lot of the weapons in the Terminator series they did. A lot of those were flat black with no details. I mean, you see there's where the shot counter would be. Still pretty cool. Not as cool looking as the pulse rifle that came with the Marines with, the green color and stuff, but still gets the point across. He can hold it. He gets a pretty good grip on it in his hand there. Now, the stock does get warped because this figure has such bulky arms that when you get him in a two-handed pose like in the movie here, it really warps the stock because, like I say, he's got such bulky arms. That's one big problem with this figure. But you can see that looks pretty cool on display. Let's go over his articulation. As you can see, he has some movement at the head, not very good because it's hindered by his helmet. You can see he's got like a hinge at the shoulder, a hinge at the elbow, swivel hinge at the wrist there. No waist articulation whatsoever. He's got like the rubber diaper piece like most NECA figures have. He can hinge out, and it's pretty good thigh articulation. A little bit of knee articulation. It's kind of stiff, as you can see. He's got a little bit of ankle articulation. Doesn't have super good ankle pivot, but it's there. So let's go over the sculpt, design, and color of the Weyland-Yutani Commando, starting with his head. As you can see, he's got this silver helmet on. As you can see, when you look underneath there, you can actually see hair and stuff under there, like an actual person. Now, there's no fully sculpted head underneath this. There's a peg that holds his helmet on. But as you can see, you can kind of see the outline of a human face right there with the white balaclava right around his face. You see, it's got two different things on the front guard there, which I've always wondered what the purpose of that was. I always thought that was kind of weird. Like I said, if you move the visor, you can actually see his eyes behind there. If I can get the light, as you can see his eyes behind there, which is actually pretty cool. It's hard to get the light in the right direction, but now I normally display him with the visor like that, so that's why I've displaced the other one. As you can see, his outfit is really puffy and big and bulky. It's like he's kind of like I don't know, like a winter style outfit. As you can see, this is something you would not wear in a hot environment. You would have heat stroke and all this stuff. But as you can see, it's adding to like the winter effect. He's got like a furry collar right there, as you can see. And it's also got some tan and a lot of white colors. These colors really complement each other. And so he's got some, looks like smoke grenades on his front of his chest there, which, putting grenades on the front of your chest is not a very good idea. As you can see, he's got some silver things on the strap of his arm. Now, I'm not sure what them are supposed to be. Maybe like throwing daggers or something. And you see, he's got this extra piece around his right shoulder than his left. So you see, there's still the white armor on both sides, but this one is a connected piece to this, as this one is a free piece, as you can see. Going on his back, he's got this big white backpack on his back there, as you can see, which connects to these arms on the front, which is, a lot how a spacesuit works in reality nowadays. You have these arms on the front that you use to propel yourself through space. So that's kind of what that reminds me of. As you can see, still a lot more of the white color. They kind of give like a dirty wash to it. Makes it looks a little bit dingy, which is pretty cool. And you see he's got a tan belt underneath that, and whatever that is right there, maybe it's a cross protector. You can see his pants have some zippers and stuff on them. There's buttons and pockets. The zippers in his pants are pretty dirty, and they put some silver paint on the zippers there, which is pretty cool, and some silver snaps. Going in the back, his rear end is, got that black wash on. There's a strap right there too. You see, there's still a lot more of that dirty, dingy wash on the back of the pants there. His side of his pants look like exercise pants to me. Have a lot of sweatpants have those lines on the side. That's kind of what these look like. They're look like he's wearing exercise pants, like he's fixing to go to the gym or something. As you can see, he's got these big shin guards around his boots. As you can see, there's where the knife goes in this one, and the shin guards go over his boots there. As you can see, with his boots are like a silver color. The shin guards are that kind of that cream color with some of the white straps. And you can see, and there's like the white thing on the front where the knife sticks into, like I said. And as you can see on the bottom, there's straps around his boots that hold the shin guard on, as you can see. So for comparison time, as you can see, here is the Weyland-Yutani Commando compared to Kane in his spacesuit. Now I want to do this comparison because, the Weyland-Yutani Commando's, suit really reminded me of the spacesuit from Alien. As you can see, it's big, it's puffy, and it's really looks like you wouldn't be able to maneuver around very good in that thing. So, they're very similar. It's, in Alien 3, it was kind of like a callback, to the first movie. So here he is compared to Colonel James Cameron, the James Cameron figure they made in Colonial Marine form, and which I have other Colonial Marines, but I chose this one because this is actually one of my favorite ones that I have. But as you can see with the pulse rifle there, you can see the difference in between the colors and stuff. And the Colonial Marine version is a lot more iconic than the one the Weyland-Yutani Commando has there. But the Weyland-Yutani Commando was kind of like a personal mercenary force, hired by Weyland-Yutani or employed by them. And the Colonial Marines was kind of like the backbone of the Weyland-Yutani force. Okay, so what do I think of this figure overall? It's okay. It's not my favorite figure in my collection. And I have some complaints about it, like the stock on the pulse rifle getting warped. And that's because the arms are so big and bulky. It's hard to get them in a two-handed pose that it been in the stock. Which I think if it had a little bit better articulation, that might could have prevented that problem. But this wasn't a very iconic character either. They only were in the movie in Alien 3, like towards the very end. And it's not a very memorable character. It's not like the Colonial Marines. They were much more memorable. So if you like this video and want to see more like it, give me a thumbs up. That helped me a lot. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Till next time.